Hello world, it's your boy Clipper Hands, Herman Clipper Hands. I'm back with you with the series regarding the Magic Clip versus the Andis Envy's. I had the Magic Clip now for a month and I've been using it, and you know, to give Wahl its proper due, it's a good machine. It works very well, it's very powerful. One of my first concerns, if you've seen the unpacking video, I'll have the link below, but if you've seen the unpacking video, one of my first concerns was the handle. It was very stiff. My second concern was the grip. The ergonomics of the clippers forces you to hold the clippers a certain way with your thumb here and your two fingers here. If that kind of motion is the way you cut, then great, good for you. This is a machine for you. If not, it's gonna take some adjustment to find some grips around that are comfortable for you. The liver did loosen up maybe after a week and a half, and I'm pretty sure that if you play with the screw, it could loosen up too. Grip, not my favorite personally, but it's definitely something that you can get around. It took me a little bit to get used to. I'd say about a week maybe, and then after that it was cool. But I play around with a lot of clippers, so you know, that is a habit of mine. The button, not only so on the unboxing I point out the fact that it turns on pointing down rather than up. So when you grab it, instead of going up and then get to your stuff, you have to come down, press down, then move your hand up, and then play with the swivel, which is kind of dumb. But if you actually have one of those station clipper holders, you might have this problem too. But because it sticks out so much, with a minor thing, it turns on and off. I actually keep them in my apron, and that's kind of annoying because they just turn on their own quite often. Now on the upside, something that I did mention when I did the unboxing was the power. They're very powerful, and because I think for the first 2 days I try to use the clipper, and I mean this clipper and nothing else in terms of fading and cutting down to see how long it would last. And I don't know, in time I'd say about roughly 2 hours, like flat. Every single time it was four heads. It will cut off on the fourth head. So that was, you know, right or wrong based on my first impression. Now after a month using them, I have to say I've grown to like them, specifically for ball fades. It has a blade that's very similar. I mean, it's a balled out blade. It's very similar to the fade blade on the Masters. So the transition from the shaper shaver into this makes you skip the step of going from the shaper shaver to a trimmer and then to your clipper and start fading. So that's something you can do, but at the same time you have to be careful because they are extremely sharp. You can probably do a shape up with these, but you'll probably tear up the skin. Things that I liked compared to other cordless clippers, the size, the ergonomics, if it is something that you like. I love the power. I like the charger. It's way thicker. It just looks like it's gonna last much longer than any other cords that I have to charge my other cordless clipper. I really like the blade for ball fades, and I really that's really what I like it for. I also like it for to shape boxes and afros and anything that needs some like trimming, because of the blade is so sharp and it's so powerful. I actually am considering taking it apart and see if I can make a cordless shape up trimmer with it. But that might be a video for another time. But on the cons, I don't like the grip. I hate the button. I mean, everything is moving to having the button in the middle, so why would you not just stick to that? This is just dumb. It's extremely annoying. One thing that I do not like as well out of this clipper is, for some reason, you can't hear the hair cutting. So if I'm fading, and I've done my initial fade, and I go in to do cleanups in certain areas, most of the time I guesstimate, but with the clippers that I'm used to use, I know how much to open, how much to close. It was very tricky with these because one, they cut much closer than any other clippers. They're very sharp and unforgiving. Like they leave lines. So it's like you have to be very careful with the lines. When I go in afterwards to do the cleanup, I can't hear any hair falling. So it sounds like the guard is actually open too much. So I'm not cutting anything. So you keep adjusting down, but then you realize that you cut too much. So that's something I'm not sure why. The blade is a little different. It's kind of like a... So the blade is a little different. I don't know if it has something to do with that. I'm not that big of a techie. I like to try stuff, and if it works, it works. That is it on my review on the Magic Clips. Now, I have another video coming up. Your link is on the bio. Comparison for the two. I actually cut a mohawk, and I did one side with these and one side with the other one. And then you guys can look at that if you want to and see the results and what you like better. At the end of the day, you're a barber, you should be able to cut with any clippers. But another thing that I did not like about these was the guards. Like you can't use the purple magnetic guards, the Andis purple magnetic guards on them. If you do, you need the single magnetics, the signal magnetic ones. On the 0 and on the 1, it chews the guard, and then anything above that is loose. What I ended up using? These guards didn't fit. There's a gap in the back, a lot of play. These guards, they do fit because they're technically universal, but they too loose when you grip them at the bottom, and when you put them in between the blades, they tend to jump off the clipper. And on the smaller ones, it chews the front. Double magnetic guards, you try those. They have some movement because the magnets land on the screws. Single magnets, they fit, but again, there's a gap in the back, so there's some play. But they tend to stay pretty snug. The problem is they chew up the front, they're so powerful. So you're kind of forced to use the native guards. I personally don't like them. Yeah, that's a big drawback. But yeah, overall it's a pretty good clipper. I have a video coming up that I'm gonna put out with all the wireless cordless clippers that I used. And then after trying them out myself, I suggested them to some of the barbers in the shop and guys that use different clippers. And I'm gonna have a guide for if you're transitioning from a corded clipper to a cordless, which one will work for you, and then from there. That's pretty much it on a review for the Wahl Magic Clips. If you guys have more questions regarding the Magic Clips themselves, let me know. If you have some questions regarding the Andis Envy, let me know. And if you have any questions at all, period, just let me know. Hit the comment box. Subscribe. Every week on Mondays I drop a haircut, and then randomly I drop these vlogs. So subscribe to keep up with it, or just stop by on Mondays. Like, dislike, comment, skip, do how you feel. But it's your boy Clipper Haynes. Don't forget that.